try to keep that in perspective when you come in here, that there really isn't that much that you have to do. It doesn't take that much time in order to move your team around the map.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and in this video, I want to talk a little bit more about the top tips and tricks that I found already in the area of Conquest, just in day one, chatting with people in my guild, chatting with people on my YouTube video comment section. I'm hoping this will help you and your guild be successful during this 7-day event. Now, remember, you got to be level 30 in order to participate, but most of you are going to be there. That is not that hard to get to otherwise. Also, you have to have had a guild before the event started in order to participate. So that is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Now, the first thing that I'm going to tell you is having to deal with setting up your team. I'm just going to set up a team. We're going to throw in a pretty good all-around team that I like to use a lot in a lot of different situations. We're going to go with this, and we're going to go with, let's go ahead and put Morgan in here, throw our sample pet. This is just going to be a good all-around team for us, and aside from going after a specific target, this is what we're going to use. All right, so once the team is set, I can leave the confines of the castle and kind of move around a little bit. Now, we already know a little bit about these settlements. You can see they're controlled by Julios. This one right here is controlled by Mailman. This one's controlled by Colorado Kid 26, excuse me. The first tip that I have is to leave your weaker players, or those players in your guild that don't log in that much, leave them back close to the encampment, all right? Let them just sit on these settlements, the ones that are less likely to be attacked. Though players that are out here, doing things and trying to find the bigger, higher value settlements like this one right here. Let's see. Yeah, for example, this big 32.1 in the middle, those players are the ones that need to be the most active. Whenever you lose a fight, you are sent back to the castle, and that is your opportunity to change a team. And my second tip is going to be to change teams often. If you come up against the same crew, like the Judgment here, or that guy that I just saw right there, if you're coming up against that person over and over and over again, and you've developed a strategy in order to defeat them, the best thing that they can do is when they get back to the castle, whenever they lose a fight, is to change the team. And I think that you should change your team every time you get sent back to the castle. I know it's going to take a couple extra seconds to do, but it is what it is. I made a mistake here by moving one space off to the right instead of going straight to the settlement. You can see that it's unoccupied, and we have a guild member, hanging out in this one. That's Raven, our guild master right there. I should be hanging out in this while my moves recharge, and then once I get a full set of moves or close, I can go and explore the map a little bit more. The third tip that I'm going to recommend to my guild and everybody else is when we're moving around, move together, move as a pack. You can see a bunch of players here not really doing much, so I would like to see some of these players rolling up next to me, hanging out next to me right here, so that we can protect some of these settlements. And that leads into another point that I have. Once you get to one of the good settlements, the big one in the middle, or the any of the tertiary ones around the side that are providing 8, or even the 4 ones, having a bunch of guild members surrounding you so that they can't get to the settlement. Not only do you have to fight your way through people to get to the settlement, but you also have to fight the person that's on the settlement in order to capture the settlement. So think about all the additional fights that you're gonna have to get to. Like, say for example, if the settlement was right here, and this individual, the Judgment, was trying to get down to it. We had Big D here. Maybe I was standing here. Maybe we had Raven sitting right here. Maybe we had another person back right here, as well as the person sitting on the settlement. The 8-point settlement and the 32-point settlement here in the middle. These are unimaginably valuable coin locations that if you can spare the extra people to force them to kind of go through, it's kind of like having to chew through the bridge during Guild Wars or the Hero Bridge in Clash of Worlds in order to get to the Citadel, to get to the juicy parts, right? So run as a group as best as you can. Try to coordinate with your guild. Now, for those of you players that are just hanging out at a settlement, just, Raven sitting here, or, Steve sitting here, or Mez sitting here, you might think, well, I'm good here. I should just log in and check and make sure that I'm still here. And that's all I need to do. I don't need to worry about spending any of my action points. I can just hang out on the settlement and call it a day until somebody threatens me, and I'm good here collecting points, superior coins for my guild. Well, that's actually not the case. I mentioned this earlier, but the treasure chests do respawn throughout the day at random. It is worth jumping off of your settlement, maybe moving a move or two one direction, moving another move or two this direction, off to the sides, trying to find to see if there's any treasure chests that have spawned nearby. Remember, you cap at 12 action points, so you can move 6 and then move 6 back to get back to your settlement, as long as you're not having to fight anybody, of course, to look for treasure chests nearby. And those are filled with coins. You can see I've got 1,100 coins. This is the first time I'm logging into this account since this event's gone live. So people have found 1,100 coins worth of stuff in chests already. The health potions instantly restores your heroes to full health. Okay, so use them wisely. Don't just throw them away whenever you have one hero that's slightly damaged. Save them for when you are very low and you don't want to have to lose and go all the way back to the castle and then fight your way all the way back to wherever you were. Use them in an emergency, of course, but make sure you're using them wisely. So I get that 1 point, I can move it over. I'm gonna capture this point and start collecting 4 from my guild, get that going. So I'd really like to get to the center. I'm not sure if there's anybody on this one we can't quite see, but I bet we're gonna find somebody from one of the other guilds on there very soon. Now, one of the last tips that I want to discuss with everybody is the road to the top reward track. There is a golden ticket side, $24.99. It's worth 80,000 emeralds according to the game. This doesn't really play into whether you win this competition or not. Sure, it does provide you with speed boosters and health potions, but the majority of the items in this road to the top reward list, the pay to win side, doesn't actually help you win this event, right? And I know I've said that twice, but I want to reiterate that how deep you get in this does not matter in the grand scheme of things. The big reward for this activity is the ranking at the end. You know, when it's all said and done, whoever has the highest ranked castle. And you know, this other stuff over here is just icing on the cake. And I would even go so far as to say is this is actually detrimental to your guild if you choose to spend your money on this, spend $25 on this, because you're not getting emeralds when you could spend it on emeralds, right? During a times 4 emerald sale, maybe you can get it. You know, it's not going to be as valuable. $25 is not 80,000 emeralds. That's just not how the math works. But you know, just dumping those emeralds into this to help your guild, even though you're not getting anything directly right now, you're getting that more stuff later. The honorary mention tip, the best way to help your guild win is just to be the biggest spender, honestly. You can see, you know, spending 10,000 for 5,000 or 100 for 50. I mean, the biggest spender obviously is always gonna win everything in this game. That's just unfortunately how it's a pay to win game. It's just how this game is. Hopefully you get paired with 3 other guilds that are of the similar spending level as you, and you can kind of keep track of. You can see that we're rank 1 of 4 at the moment, and hopefully we stay that way for the next couple of days. So let me know in the comment section down below your tips and tricks, stuff that I haven't mentioned, stuff that could help other people's guilds have a good opportunity to win this, even if they're not big spenders, even if they're not the most powerful teams. So, you know, stuff like staying together as a group, stuff like protecting your settlements by putting a row of allies ahead of you, stuff like that is genius, and I'm super happy that my community's come with it already. I'm gonna wrap the video up here, guys. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.